Hello, Comic Frontline. It's Mr.J here, and I'm here with a special video in preparation for tomorrow's episode of Media Madness. I'm here to do a recap slash review of Pretty Little Liars Season 6A, the first half of Pretty Little Liars Season 6. Now, fair warning, there will be some major spoilers, including spoilers to the finale. However, I will give you a spoiler alert ahead of time when that, is about to happen. But like I said, I'm gonna put spoilers in the title, so you guys already know. But just in case, I'm warning you right now, there will be major spoilers. I've warned you 3 times now, so if you don't leave, it's your own damn fault. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, this season was intense as fuck. I don't even know where to begin, man. They start out where we left off in season 5. They get out of the dollhouse, right? The liars get out of the dollhouse, and they bring Sarah Harvey along, who we know from, I believe it was season 4 or season 3. She, showed up on Hannah's computer when Hannah was researching other girls that were kidnapped around the same time as Allison that, had some kind of similarities. So, we meet Sarah there. And then, a few months pass and they try to get things back to normal. Of course, the liars are all coping in their own, different ways. Arya chooses to kind of just want to block everything out and forget it and kind of continue with her photography thing. She moves on and finds a new love interest, or a possible new love interest in this guy Clark. We have Spencer kind of having a relapse, picking up her old habits again, and then you have Hannah, who's trying to kind of redecorate her room because after being in that dollhouse, decorated it like her old room at home, she doesn't want to see that anymore. Hannah's kind of shutting out her mom and Caleb, and then you have am I forgetting anyone? Emily, of course. Emily, she basically is at first, she goes to the gun range, tries to let off some steam there, and then she starts to build a pretty close relationship with Sarah, which is pretty interesting. And I thought that was cool. Um, Definitely. And then we have so basically now the liars are trying to find out more about Charles because all we knew at that point was his name was Charles De Laurentiis. Now we have Allie, who's actually trying to go into a more positive direction, and she even meets her own personal love interest in Toby's partner Lorenzo, who is a Rosewood cop, and things are looking up for her. And then A gets back to his old habits, and it's just screwing with the liars' entire lives, and it gets to the point where they can't even try to attempt anything that resembles normal. A has robbed them of their entire high school experience throughout this entire series, and it takes the cake when they, towards the middle of, towards the end of this half of the season, they're banned from prom, and now, at this point, you have Allie, who's asking a lot of different questions about Charles and who is Charles and why was Charles sent to Radley. They find out information about Charles's time in Radley, and obviously her father gets really angry and defensive. So Allie and the liars are very suspicious about her dad's involvement with Charles, and did her dad kill Charles and things like that. And you can see that Allie is really starting to develop, a kind of sympathy for A, which is a really weird idea considering everything A has put them all through. And then we get to the prom episode, and Allie tries to meet with Charles to try and figure out everything, what's going on. They tried a meeting before with her and Jason, and the liars kind of messed that up. So they try again at prom. Charles, manages to take Allie, and the liars don't know where she is, but they do manage to track Charles down and, find Allie. But they end up being trapped in this room where, it's like a kind of a cave in a way. It's like all this monitor equipment and stuff, and you see, they see Allie talking to Charles, and here's the big reveal. This is a huge spoiler if you have not yet seen the Pretty Little Liars season 6A mid-season finale. Huge spoiler. I am warning you right now. I am about to reveal who A is. So if you don't want to know and you haven't seen the episode yet, please back the hell out now. Okay. So here we go. Charles is. A is. The true identity of A is CC Drake. Now, I know some of you might be like scratching your head like, CC Drake? Wasn't that Allie's friend from, in the early episodes of the first season? Wasn't that Jason's ex-girlfriend? Yeah, but here's the really creepy, twisted part, guys. Cece, Charlotte, is actually Charles De Laurentiis. Yeah. And okay, so this is where my psychologist mode went into overdrive, because apparently we find out that Charles has had for a very long time a case of what we call gender dysmorphia. There are a lot of different terms for it, but I like to use gender dysmorphia, which is the psychological term for basically, feeling like you are trapped in a body of the opposite of your desired gender. Like, you're a boy trapped in a girl's body and vice versa. And that's what Charles went through. And so, when he accidentally tried to hurt Allison, his father kind of flew off the handle. And coupled with, this problem that Charles' father had of accepting Charles for who she really was, that had got him sent to Radley. And, his mother was the only one that cared for him, and she was actually the one really responsible for molding him into the sociopath that he is, because all he was raised to know is lies, manipulation, and which is why he's developed such, antisocial and sociopathic tendencies, which make Charles into what she is, makes Charlotte into what she is, and that's why she still has those childlike tendencies of, being obsessed with this game and her dolls, as she likes to call the girls. And it turns out that Charles has been responsible for all these machinations since the beginning. There's the death of, the manipulation of Mona into, making the game in the first place. So technically, Charles or Charlotte was a prime. She was the one pulling Mona's strings, playing the game with Mona, and so that means technically no one stole the game from Mona. Charles just took it back. Holy crap. And, we even see it up to the point where, A stopped the game because, she felt like, this was the perfect time to end the game and just, leave him be. But then when Allison tried to leave, she did not want to lose her sister again. So she felt like she needed to start the game up. And that was coupled with the breaking point of seeing that her mother dead. Jessica De Laurentiis' death really is what pushed Charlotte over the edge, which made her kind of go into overdrive with the A thing. And then we also find out that Sarah was the other redcoat, but it's from what I can tell, I'm not entirely sure about Sarah's situation, but from what I can tell, Sarah was actually trying to be a countermeasure to protect the girls from A, just without the girls knowing. So, the season finale, the mid-season finale ends with, Charles, or Charlotte admitting defeat, and then the liars, it flash forwards to everybody leaving for college, but Allison decides to stay in Rosewood, which I think is a massive piece of character development for Allison's character, because Allison's character, she was started out as this evil bitch queen bee who was always talking about being bigger and better than this town and always wanted to leave it, and then she realizes that she wants to be here because this is where everything was. This is where her family was. This is where her friends were. All those things like that. At least that's how I feel out with Allie's character, why she decided to stay. And then it ends on the massive cliffhanger of all the liars coming back to Rosewood High, where Allie is having her first day as a teacher. You see her write her name, Mrs. DeLaurentis, on the blackboard, and the liars are like, Allie, he's here. You gotta go now. Run. We have to run now. So I don't know what's going on. We're gonna see glimpses of 5 years into the future for the liars in the time skip next half of the season. I'm pretty sure this is the last season. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But honestly, I don't see how they can top this, after season 6 is over. So I honestly hope they end it, because this is just so good. This was intense. I would give this a 5 out of 5. Like, for an overall season, for the overall season, I would give this season 4.5. But for this particular episode, this is a 5 out of 5 mid-season finale here, folks. That's how you end it. That's how you start it. That's how you end it. Just wow. Alright, liars. Tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of the Pretty Little Liars Season 6A mid-season finale in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video to let me know you enjoyed it. Comment, let me know your thoughts down below. And subscribe to Comic Frontline if you haven't already. And don't forget, be back here tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where myself, Comic Uno, J Philly Superman, and a few other, Brent from Comic Frontline as well, and a few other special guests will be coming together to discuss the season overall in a big group discussion live hangout. So be sure to join us for that next episode of Media Madness. This is Jay from Mr.J's Comic Reviews, reporting for Comic Frontline, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace, guys.